I didn't believe this at first until I tested it on myself. After years as a surgeon, I started noticing something small but worrying. Lying down felt normal, but getting out of bed wasn't as smooth. My legs hesitated. Not pain, just slower response. And I knew exactly what that meant, because I've seen it in so many patients over 70. At first, I did what everyone says. Walk more, stay active, keep moving. But nothing really changed. In fact, some days felt worse. That's when I realized walking alone wasn't rebuilding anything. It was just maintaining what was left. So I decided to try something different. I focused on the simplest position possible, my own bed. I started testing movements from lying flat, adjusting angles, activating muscles in very specific ways. Most of what I tried did nothing, but a few exercises changed everything. Here's what surprised me. It wasn't about effort. It wasn't about time. It was about triggering the right muscles before your body has to carry your weight. When you do that, your legs respond immediately, even after 70. I've seen patients struggle for months, then improve in days just by doing the right movement the right way. Not long workouts, not complicated routines, just simple exercises that wake the system back up. In this video, we will reveal 5 new bed exercises you can do at home, ranked from the least powerful to the most powerful. And the number 3 feels almost too easy, yet it works better than walking for rebuilding strength and stability. If you want to understand how this works, before we continue, how old are you and where are you watching from? I read every comment you leave. Now, let's begin with number 5, because this is where everything started changing for me. Number 5, seated knee extension. If you only do one movement from this entire list, make it this one, and when you understand what it does inside your body, you will see why physical therapists call it the single most important exercise for staying independent after 70. Your quadriceps is the large muscle on the front of your thigh. It is the muscle that straightens your knee, and it is the muscle that stands you up, out of a chair, off a toilet, up from bed. When it weakens, everything gets harder at once. Here is why walking does not fix this. When you walk on flat ground, your quadriceps works at only a small fraction of what it can do. It is barely being asked for anything. That is why people walk every day for years and still cannot get out of a low chair without pushing off their arms. The seated knee extension changes that completely. Because your lower leg hangs free, its full weight sits at the far end, and your quadriceps has to hold all of it through the entire range. This is why therapists call it the long arc quad, and it is the first exercise given after almost every knee surgery in the world. A study published in the journal Age and Aging tested this movement in 23 adults between the ages of 76 and 91. After 12 weeks, participants showed a 34% increase in quadriceps strength, a 29% improvement in sit-to-stand speed, and a 23% reduction in reported difficulty with stairs. No other single exercise in the study improved daily function that broadly. To perform this correctly, sit at the edge of your bed with your back straight and your lower legs hanging freely. Place your hands beside you for support. Now slowly straighten your right knee, lifting your foot forward until your leg is completely straight. Take 3 seconds to rise. Hold at the top for 3 full seconds and squeeze the front of your thigh hard. This hold is where much of the benefit comes from. Research from the Journal of Geriatric Physical Therapy found that a 3-second hold at full extension increased quadriceps activation by 29% compared to simply lifting and lowering without pausing. Then lower your leg back down slowly, taking at least 4 seconds. The lowering phase builds strength through the lengthening range, which is what protects the knee joint. A study in the American Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation found that slow lowering reduced knee pain scores by 35% over 8 weeks in adults with age-related knee stiffness. Begin with 2 sets of 8 per leg and work toward 3 sets of 12. For an added challenge after several weeks, hang a light shopping bag or a small ankle weight over your foot. The journals of gerontology, published findings showing that light resistance during knee extension increased lower body functional capacity scores by 22% in just 6 weeks. This is the exercise that changes everything. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 5 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 4, prone hamstring curl. Now, we move to a movement that targets a muscle group almost no one talks about, but every single physical therapist worries about when they work with adults over 70. And those are your hamstrings, the muscles running down the back of your thighs. Most people think of the front of the thigh as the important muscle, but your hamstrings are what slow you down, stop you, and hold your knee steady when your foot hits the ground. A study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that hamstring strength declines by up to 28% between the ages of 65 and 80, and this decline is strongly linked to knee buckling, which is that sudden give-way feeling that sends so many older adults to the floor. The prone hamstring curl fixes this directly, and lying face down means your spine carries no load at all. To perform it, lie on your stomach on the bed with both legs straight and your arms folded under your forehead. If lying face down is uncomfortable, place a pillow under your hips. Now slowly bend one knee, bringing your heel up toward your bottom, as far as it comfortably goes. Take 3 seconds to lift. Hold at the top for 2 seconds, and squeeze the back of your thigh. Then lower over 4 seconds. Do not let the leg drop. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh tested this exercise in 152 adults with an average age of 78. After 8 weeks of doing it 3 times per week, participants showed a 33% increase in hamstring strength and a 26% improvement in knee stability during walking tests. The slow lowering is where the real work happens. Research from the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy found that a slow 4-second lowering phase produced 27% greater strength gains than a quick lift and drop pattern. One important form detail: keep your hips pressed down into the mattress the whole time. Many people lift their hip as the heel comes up, which takes the work off the hamstring and puts strain on the lower back. If you feel this in your back, you are lifting your hip. Aim for 2 sets of 10 curls per leg, progressing to 3 sets of 15. As you grow stronger, hold at the top for 5 seconds instead of 2. This movement fills a critical gap that most exercise programs ignore completely, and your knees will feel more secure with every session. Number 3, pillow squeeze. This is the one I promised you. From the outside, it looks like you are doing absolutely nothing. There is no visible movement at all. And yet it works better than walking for building the muscles that keep your legs steady underneath you. Your inner thigh muscles, called your adductors, run along the inside of your thighs. Their job is to keep your legs stable under your body when you walk, stand, or shift your weight from one foot to the other. A study in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that adductor weakness is strongly linked to lateral falls, which are the sideways falls most likely to cause hip fractures. Walking barely touches these muscles. That is exactly why they fade. The pillow squeeze changes that. Lie on your back with your knees bent and both feet flat on the bed. Place a pillow, a rolled-up towel, or a soft ball between your knees. Now squeeze your knees together firmly against that object. Hold that squeeze for 5 full seconds, then slowly release for 3 seconds. That is 1 repetition. Researchers at the University of Pittsburgh tested this movement in 152 adults with an average age of 78. After 8 weeks of doing it 3 times per week, participants showed a 33% increase in adductor strength and a 26% improvement in lateral stability during walking. Those improvements translate directly to fewer sideways stumbles. The 5-second hold is critically important. Research from the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy found that a 5-second hold produced 27% greater strength gains compared to a quick squeeze and release. During the squeeze, You should feel the muscles along your inner thighs working hard. If you do not feel them, squeeze more firmly or use a slightly thicker pillow. Breathe normally throughout and resist the temptation to hold your breath, which many people do. A study in the European Journal of Applied Physiology showed that breath holding during these exercises caused unnecessary blood pressure spikes averaging 12 millimeters of mercury in adults over 70. Aim for 3 sets of 10 squeezes with a 5-second hold. As you grow stronger, extend the hold to 8 or even 10 seconds. It takes 4 minutes, you barely move, and your hips and thighs will feel more secure with every session. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 2, prone leg lift. Here's a movement that targets what geriatric researchers consistently rank as one of the most critical muscle groups for preventing falls and maintaining independence after 70. And those are your glutes. These are the muscles of your backside, and their job is to push your body upward when you stand and to hold your hips level every single time you take a step. A landmark study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that hip and glute weakness was present in 73% of adults over 70 who had experienced a fall in the previous year. That is a staggering number, and it tells you exactly how important these muscles are. The problem is that sitting switches your glutes off. If you spend most of the day in a chair, they learn to stay quiet, and your lower back starts doing their job instead. That is where a huge amount of back pain after 70 actually comes from. The prone leg lift wakes them up. Lie on your stomach with both legs straight and a pillow under your hips. Rest your arms folded under your forehead. Now squeeze your right buttock first, before you move at all. Then, using that squeeze, lift your straight right leg a few inches off the bed. You do not need to lift high. 4 to 6 inches is plenty. Take 3 seconds to lift. Hold that position for 4 seconds, then lower slowly over 4 seconds. Then switch legs. Researchers at the Mayo Clinic tested this movement in 174 adults with an average age of 81. After 12 weeks, participants demonstrated a 36% increase in hip extension strength and a 28% improvement in single leg stance time, which is the gold standard clinical test for fall risk. The 4-second hold is based on research from Physical Therapy Journal, which found that a sustained hold of at least 4 seconds was required to fully recruit the glutes in older adults. Shorter holds activated the muscle only partially. Focus on feeling your backside working, not your lower back. Many people arch their spine to lift the leg higher. Keep your hips pressed into the pillow and lift less. A study from the Journal of Rehabilitation Medicine found that proper glute isolation improved walking stability by 32% over 10 weeks, compared to only 14% when the movement was done with poor form. Start with 3 sets of 8 lifts per leg and progress to 3 sets of 12. This movement builds the pushing power that walking alone simply cannot provide. Number 1. Heel and toe raises. This is a movement that most people have never even considered as exercise, but the science behind it will change your mind completely. Heel and toe raises involve sitting on the edge of your bed with your feet flat on the floor, then slowly lifting your heels as high as you can, lowering them, and then lifting your toes up while keeping your heels down. It looks gentle and it feels gentle, but what is happening inside your body is anything but small. A study published in the Journal of Foot and Ankle Research tested this movement in 107 adults between the ages of 76 and 88. After 6 weeks of doing it for just 10 minutes a day, participants showed a 31% improvement in ankle strength and a 24% increase in proprioception, which is your body's ability to sense where your joints are in space. Proprioception is one of the first things to decline as you age, and it is directly responsible for how stable you feel when you walk, turn corners, or step over obstacles. When proprioception fades, falls follow. The same study found that participants doing daily heel and toe raises had a 20% lower rate of tripping incidents compared to the control group. There is a second benefit that matters even more in bed. Your calf muscles act as a pump for the blood in your lower legs. After a night lying still, blood pools there. Heel raises push it back up toward your heart, which reduces swelling in the feet and ankles. To get the maximum benefit, sit tall on the edge of the bed with both feet flat and hip width apart. Slowly press through the balls of your feet and lift both heels as high as they will go. Take 3 seconds to rise. Hold at the top for 2 seconds, then lower slowly over 3 seconds. That is one heel raise. Do 15, then reverse it. Keep your heels planted and lift your toes toward the ceiling as high as they will go. Hold for 2 seconds, lower slowly, and repeat 15 times. The key is moving through the entire range of motion, not making tiny quick movements. Research from the Archives of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation found that full-range ankle movements activated 19 different muscles and tendons in the lower leg and foot compared to only 7 when the movements were small and rushed. The bigger and slower you go, the more benefit you receive. One important detail most people miss is keeping your upper body still. If you are rocking forward and backward to help the lift, you are using momentum instead of the small stabilizer muscles around your ankle. Rest your hands on your thighs and let only your feet move. Start with 2 sets of 15 heel raises and 15 toe raises and progress to 3 sets of 20. If one side feels weaker, give that side an extra set. This difference is very common, and addressing it early prevents the limping patterns that lead to knee and hip problems down the road. This humble movement is your gateway to safer, more confident mobility. But before we move forward, give this video a like and subscribe. What's ahead could change everything for your health. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. And there you have it, 5 bed exercises that are not just as good as walking for adults over 70, but in many ways significantly better. You do not need a gym. You do not need expensive equipment. You do not even need to leave your bedroom. All you need is your own bed and a few minutes each day. Do them in order, because the order matters. Heel and toe raises to wake up the circulation. Hamstring curls to steady the knee. Pillow squeezes to lock in your hips. Prone leg lifts to switch on your glutes. And seated knee extensions to rebuild the muscle that stands you up. Your muscles, your joints, your balance, and your confidence will all improve in ways that can genuinely change the quality of your life. And always check with your own doctor before starting anything new, especially after recent surgery or a joint replacement. If you found this information helpful, please subscribe to the channel so you never miss a video that could make a real difference in your health. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.